In a quiet town where the railway tracks split the land like an old scar, and the air always smelled of dust and drying clothes, lived a brother and sister named John and Jenny, both too young to carry the kind of weight life had thrown at them. Their mother had died the day Jenny was born, and their father, once a soft-spoken schoolteacher with chalk-stained fingers, had been left paralyzed after an accident in a government factory, leaving behind only silence and a pair of empty shoes by the door. John, just 17, became the wall that stood between his sister and the world's cruelty. He dropped out of school quietly, told Jenny he had a small job at a shop, and every morning he packed her bag, tied her hair, and smiled as he waved her off to school. But the moment she disappeared into the crowd, he vanished too, into construction sites, hotel kitchens, garbage alleys, and shoemaking stalls, working like a ghost, scraping together coins with blistered hands and tired eyes. He came home with his pain hidden under jokes and playful stories, never letting Jenny see the blood under his nails or the bruises beneath his sleeves. He fed her dreams with everything he had, telling her, "You'll study, Jenny. You'll be someone, even if I have to break to build you." For a long time, Jenny believed he worked at a shop, until one rainy afternoon, walking home early from school, she turned a corner and saw him, drenched, hunched over a pile of broken bottles behind a roadside hotel, bleeding from his fingers as he sorted through trash for a few rupees. Her heart froze. She didn't speak. And John, seeing her there, didn't panic or lie. He just whispered, "Go home, Jen. You've got an exam tomorrow." That night she cried into her pillow, realizing what love looked like when it had no limits. From that day her focus sharpened. She studied harder. She carried his sacrifice in her chest like fire. She rose, first in her class, then among state scholars, eventually earning a full scholarship to a university far away. When the letter came, she hesitated. She didn't want to leave him. But John cupped her face in his rough, cracked hands and said, "Fly, Jenny, don't look back. I'll run behind you if I have to." And so she flew. She soared higher than either of them had ever dreamed. She became a journalist, then an author. Her voice was heard in places where their names had never even been whispered. But no matter how bright the lights, how grand the applause, Jenny never forgot the boy who had worn torn shoes so she could wear dreams. On the night of her first book launch, a journalist asked her, "What inspired this story of sacrifice?" And with tears in her eyes, she answered, "People think I made it here alone, but they never saw the boy who broke so I could rise. Every page I write is paid for by hands that bled quietly, by a heart that never asked for thanks." That night, the world finally met John, not as a laborer or a dropout, but as the silent architect of someone else's future. And her book, The Weight He Carried, stood not as a story of fame, but as a monument to every invisible soul who chooses love over comfort. Moral: some heroes never seek the spotlight. They become the reason others shine. True love is not measured by what we give to the world, but by what we quietly give up so someone else can step forward.